We had discussed it in some detail yesterday morning. The LSU is it Louisville game, Citrus Bowl from Orlando is this Saturday morning at 4:30 a.m.
10 a.m.
Pregame is at midnight. Look, we both know TV flies the boat. They tell you what to do. They tell you when you're going to be on. They tell you everything. And no, we don't want to be on at 10 in the morning. I mean, can you see where playing a game at 10 in the morning might hurt somebody's performance?
Yeah, it might. But it gives them a good afternoon to go play at Disney World.
LSU and Louisville, Saturday morning at 10 a.m. in the Citrus Bowl. LSU will be sans former Heisman Trophy candidate, but future NFL first-round pick, I hope, Leonard Fournette.
And Louisville will be with Heisman Trophy winner. What's his name? Lamar
Jackson.
Yeah, him.
So what do you think? And I asked you this yesterday, and I said, what do you think about Fournette sitting out the game?
I'd be all for that for him.
What a wimp.
I'd be okay with that.
Why?
He's got potential of injury, potential of harming his future. The game has really no meaning.
Whoa. What?
The game to him has really no meaning.
The game to who has no meaning?
Him.
Just him or a lot of people?
I mean, in terms of how much does it mean to me, I'm about a 3 or 4 out of 10.
Games because of the way the college football playoff system has evolved are the only games that really, really, really matter anymore. The two on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And everything else doesn't matter a damn.
Everything else is just for the communities where those bowl games are held. There is a little history. You got the Rose Bowl.
But those don't matter anymore.
I know, but you still have the history.
But the history was that the champion of the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl. Mm-hmm. In fact, don't let me explain it to you. Alabama coach Nick Saban was asked basically the same question a couple of days ago. The question to Coach Saban was, what if a player wanted to sit out your bowl game, a bowl game to protect his future?
Well, I mean, I don't answer hypothetical questions, so, you're asking me a hypothetical question, but I will say this. I think when we created the playoff, which all you wanted to do, and all you wanted to make it 4 teams, and now all you want to make it 8 teams, and then pretty soon all you guys are going to want to make it 16 teams. And the only focus is on the playoffs. But when we all started this, however many years ago it was, I said that you're going to diminish the importance of other bowl games in college football, which has happened. That has happened. All anybody talks about is the playoffs. We have a whole bunch of other bowl games that, people don't think are all that important. So if you don't think it's important, all of a sudden some players don't think it's important. So you can't really blame the players. We created this. Okay, we created this. It used to be to go to the Rose Bowl was like when you played in the Big Ten, that was the ultimate of any experience that you could ever have. If you played in the SEC, going to the Sugar Bowl was that same thing. If you played in the Big 12, it was going to the Orange Bowl. So those things don't exist anymore. We have a playoff. Everybody's interested in the playoff. Nobody's interested in anything else. So now that that's trickled down to players, how can you blame the players for that? I can't blame the players for that. I think what every player has to decide, and what I would say to every player, is I think every player probably benefits from playing really, really well. So I think when you play in big games and you play really, really well, I think that enhances your value as a player. That's what I think. Is that more important relative to protecting yourself? I think that's every player's choice, and that's every player's decision, and I don't know that there's much more to say about it than that.
That's every player's choice.
Yep, every player's decision.
Let me ask you something. So LSU is playing Louisville this weekend, Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
10 a.m.
in the Citrus Bowl, pregame at 11 o'clock at night. If Leonard Fournette, and see, I understand Fournette's been injured all year, and he's probably not 100%.
No.
Christian McCaffery for Stanford is sitting out. Are they in the Rose Bowl? I forget. He's sitting out because he's been dinged up all year. But let me ask you something. Based on what Nick Saban just said, and he says he understands that the College Football Corporation, the hierarchy, by creating the playoff system, has said to all the other bowl games, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, not to mention the Independence Bowl, y'all don't matter. You are meaningless. And what Saban said, if college football, if the NCAA, if the bowl championship series people are telling everybody that games don't matter, why would the players think they matter? So back to my question. If Leonard Fournette were if Leonard Fournette had won the Heisman Trophy this year, he gained 2,500 yards, won the Heisman Trophy, and LSU had the iffy season they had, and they're still going to the Citrus Bowl. And he's 100% going into the game, and he says, this game doesn't mean anything. What if I blow a knee? What if I pop an ankle? What if I get a high ankle sprain? I'm sitting out this game against Louisville to protect my draft status and my value to an NFL team. What would you say then?
I'm like Coach Saban. It's every player's decision for them to make for themselves.
Because the games don't matter.
The Citrus Bowl doesn't matter. I hate to say that.
Does the Rose Bowl matter? None of them matter.
None of them matter. And eventually we're going to get to 16 teams, and the bowls will have to be incorporated as part of that playoff system.